Earlier this month, the PGA Tour's first FedEx Cup playoff tournament, the Barclays, was staged on Long Island in New York. Like every tournament on the PGA Tour calendar, it runs successfully thanks to the tireless work of its large group of volunteers. Golfing World went behind the scenes at Bethpage Black to find out more about the efforts of the 1,600 or so golf fans who donate their time to the cause.
They do everything from transportation drivers to take the players to and from the airports and the hotels, to roping and staking the golf course, to commissary bringing the water out, to being hole marshals, shot link committee, walking scorers, you name it, the volunteers do it.
This year, the PGA Tour is recognizing the efforts of these selfless golf fans with the Volunteers Challenge. At 16 tournaments, friends and families can vote for their favorite, and the one with the most votes gets a sizable donation for their nominated charity.
Each tournament has one winner for a $10,000 check to their charity of their choice, and at the end of the season there's additional charitable dollars to the top 3 tournaments at the end of the season. A lot of people travel from all over the country to come and volunteer at these events, so it's a massive undertaking, and people do it for life. You look at some of these examples where people have been doing it for more than 50 years. It's phenomenal. It's a commitment to just pure volunteerism.
There's a couple at this year's Barclays who perfectly represent the PGA Tour volunteers. Don and Karen Wamond were married in 1966. A year later, they volunteered at the first edition of the tournament won by Jack Nicklaus, and they've been at every one since.
Of all sports, golf gives back the most to charity. And the reason they're able to do that is because of the volunteers. If they had to pay people to do our jobs, there would be no money left over for the charities.
I don't think we would have done it if we were doing it alone. It's the fact that we can spend a week together. It's almost like a vacation, if you would. It's kind of sad to say that, but it's true.
We had 2 sons who were born in June, and we have a daughter who was born in August, and of course our dates have fluctuated. And they just knew if the tournament was during their special week, they were going to have to wait another week to have a birthday celebration.
They've worked in communications, player services, and Karen was even the event chair for a couple of years. But it's Don who's truly made his mark. For decades, he's been a fixture as the announcer on the 10th tee, where he pays tribute to both his Scottish heritage and to the history of the game.
I don't know whether everybody over there does it, but everybody who's Scottish over here wears a kilt. And I'm kind of a kiltaholic anyway. So, I mean, I've got like 7 kilts. And so I always wear a kilt when I'm out there, and that kind of breaks up the monotony, if you will, a little bit.
A lot of the volunteers, when we were encouraging them to vote for Don on the Volunteer Challenge, I said, well, do you know Kilt Man out on the 10th day? Oh yeah, I know Kilt Man. I said, that's who we want you to vote for. And the pros, when they come up, they now are used to seeing him in the kilt, and I think if he didn't wear it, they would be a little disappointed.
Over the years, Don has been lucky enough to watch a number of golf's greatest players in action. When asked who left the biggest impression, his answer is Tiger Woods, a player who's won 14 major championships but hasn't, so far at least, managed to lift the Barclays Winners' Trophy.
The guy was absolutely amazing. He didn't play Westchester very well because it was a tight course, and it's a short course. It didn't really fit to his game. But to see the people that would come out and watch him, they didn't know anything about golf. They just came out to watch him.
With the Barclays Golden Anniversary now officially in the tournament's history books, the obvious question to Don and Karen is, what's next? However, when you realise they've spent half a century committed to helping the PGA Tour with its charitable efforts, the answer is hardly surprising.
It's 40 years, I said, honey, I think this is it. And he said, oh, let's go another 5. And then Peter Mealy called me and said, you know, Karen, next year's event's out at Bethpage Black, and we've never been there. So we figured we would hit 50, and we're doing it next year.